Yes, indeed. B Marsh Boxing back at another boxing video. This is my post-fight review for this fight we had between what's his name, Adam Kownacki versus former IBF heavyweight champion of the world, Charles Martin. Man, this was a vicious fight, man. This was a very action-packed fight. This was a slugfest. You know what I mean? From round one through 10. This was a 10 rounder. You know what I'm saying? The man, Kawanaki, man. Was a shorter guy. He was giving up about 7 inches as far as the reach, but that didn't matter to him. You know what I mean? Because Charles Martin don't know how to stick behind his jab. The man closed the distance from the first round. Kownacki did, and he was just tagging the man with all kind of shots. You know what I'm saying? Throwing body shots, throwing using his jab, and just landing that right hand on the southpaw. You know what I mean? He just was in a kind of angle where he was tagging the southpaw Curtis. I was about Curtis Martin. What's his name? What's his name? Charles Martin. You know what I mean? With the southpaw, he was getting tagged all night with the right hand by the man Kownacki. You know what I'm saying? The man Charles Martin. I had him losing the first 6 rounds. You know what I mean? It was an easy fight to score because this fight was a battle of basically 3 quarters for the man. What's his name? Kownacki, and the last quarter was for the man. Um, Charles Martin, you know what I'm saying? Charles Martin was putting it on him in the second half of the fight, you know what I'm saying? He was standing in there, you know what I'm saying, even fighting on the inside. And he was tagging the man with some right hand leads and also with the jab, you know what I'm saying? And the man Kawanaki, he was gassed out in my opinion because he was breathing heavy after like the seventh round. He was breathing heavy in the corner. Both of these guys are not in shape, you know what I mean? And excuse me, Charles Martin, you know what I'm saying? He landed some vicious overhand lefts that landed right on the man Kawanaki in the seventh round. That's the round that I started seeing the man get tired. You know what I'm saying? And then the man, Charles Martin, his overhand left was landing all night from round six through 10, you know what I mean? And, Kawanaki also caught the man with a vicious right hand in round 9, you know what I mean? And Kanaki also caught him with plenty of right hands in the first half of the fight, you know what I mean? But they started trading in the later rounds. But all around, it was a great fight, you know what I mean? Very entertaining fight. And I thought the right man won the fight, you know what I mean? If Charles Martin had started the fight earlier, you know what I'm saying, and didn't let this guy close the distance from early, using his jab and also throwing that left hand like he was, that overhand left like he was in the second half of the fight, he probably could have won of this fight, you know what I mean? Because the man, Kawanaki, definitely got tired, you know what I'm saying? And the right hand was just a thing of beauty all night for the man Kawanaki, you know what I'm saying? You check it. It was a brutal fight, but both guys I think can't crack an egg, because it was both catching each other flush on the face. You know what I mean? And Charles Martin landed some nice body shots, though. His inside game in the second half of the fight was impressive. You know what I mean? Because obviously Kawanaki being the shorter fighter should actually, that's where he should be, having success. But Charles Martin was just landing some beautiful left overhand right lefts. But unfortunately for him, he ain't win this fight. So what do I see next for both of these guys? I think there's plenty of fighters out there. Kawanaki and Luis Ortiz. I'd favor Luis Ortiz in that fight at this given time. You know what I mean? There's Joe Joyce out there. I'd like to see Joe Joyce versus Kawanaki. That's a beautiful fight to be made right there. You know what I mean? You got the other guys like Gerald Washington in Brazil. Those are good guys also for very competitive fights. I think all those fights are competitive for the man Kawanaki, but when it comes to Luis Ortiz, I think Luis Ortiz will beat him. You know what I mean? I think Luis Ortiz is just a smarter fighter than the man Charles Martin, because Charles Martin was just standing in line drive range for the man Kawanaki to be landing them right hands, and he did all night. B Marsh Boxing, leave your thoughts and comments. Let me know what y'all thought about this fight and how you guys scored this fight. I had this fight 6 rounds to 4 in favor of the Polish guy Kawanaki. B Marsh Boxing, I'm out. Peace.